What's up guys, and welcome back to episode number 4 of my comp prep series. Okay, so I'm now just under 18 weeks out. The last time I checked in with you guys, I think it was 23 weeks out. So I had been in a little bit of a pickle. The last time I chat with you guys was the day I injured myself. So I was completely out for that entire week in a lot of pain, basically couldn't walk or move. It was definitely not a great week for me. Being super eager, obviously, to get back into my training, I did try and ease into training probably a little too quickly, even though I was feeling a lot better. Ended up injuring myself again a second time, different place in my back. So again, I had even longer off that time, over a week off training to recover, and here we are now. So I posted a little update of where I am currently with my bod on my Instagram wall the other day. If you did not see, here it is. So I'm currently still holding what has been my heaviest weight now for a couple of months. So I'm feeling great, energy is great. Calories have been stable, so nothing has changed yet again since I last chat to you guys. I'm still following the same calorie intake, and yeah, I am freaking excited to start the shred now. So chatting to my coach this week, we are basically starting my cut down at 16 weeks out, which is 2 weeks from now. Super excited. So I will be holding my calorie intake here for another 2 weeks until I start the cut down process. But what has changed is my training split. I am starting a brand new training split today or this week, which I'm really excited about. Guess what, guys? Upper body has made a comeback. So if you guys are following my last couple of YouTube episodes, you'll see that I was training 4 lower body days a week, 3 rest days, no upper body training. So now 18 weeks out, we are bringing it back in. Currently, I now have 3 lower body days, 1 upper body day, and 3 rest days. So later in the video, I will take you guys through my upper body session for today. So my goal with upper body has basically been more maintenance, but it had been really hard for me to do sessions where I just felt like I couldn't push very hard. My upper body does grow pretty quickly, so it was nice actually not having upper body at all for a training phase, because I feel like now I can go back in 18 weeks out and probably push a little harder in those sessions now that I've had that time off training my upper body. So very excited to have that added back into my training program. I have definitely taken a big step back in my upper body training since my first ever WBFF show, based on a little bit of feedback, but also personal eye of type of shape that I'm trying to create for my body. So all strategic. I have definitely lost a little bit of mass in my upper body over the last 2 years since I did that first show. However, all part of the strategy, and definitely hoping that I can improve that shape and proportion that I'm looking for coming into my first Australian show this year. So this has definitely been the longest time that I've had to prepare for a competition prep. The longest time I've spent in a surplus and maintenance, being able to actually grow. When I first went to my coach, Melissa, I had approached her only 6 months before my first WBFF show. And that was off the back of me being incredibly lean. I just moved to the UK and we'd actually gone to Bali beforehand. So I was definitely living up the summer bikini life. Probably wasn't eating that many calories at the time. I was doing a lot of HIIT training, circuit training. I'm feeling super fit, but I definitely wasn't primed for a really good competition prep, I would say. So coming into my first show with Melissa, it was awesome, but we didn't really get a proper growth phase. So despite not really having that much time for a big growth phase, we did still come away with a pro card, which was the goal. So pretty happy about that. But then the second show that I did, which was my pro debut in London, we did later that year. So again, not enough time to do a decent growth phase in between. We did as much as we could, but more or less reversing out and then going straight back into the next prep. So of course, not leaving that much time for progress and improvement, although I did bring a complete different package to my pro show, which I believe was far better. Not to mention, posing is such a big aspect of WBFF, and it's something that I'm still practicing as well. So again, that was also a lot better in my pro show as well. So to give you guys an idea of how different this prep is really going to be, the last times that I did prep with Melissa and we dieted down, I didn't diet for longer than 9 weeks. So my shred down was very, very short. And the reason being was because I was already pretty lean. I didn't really have the time to do a proper growth phase. So very, very short shred downs. So this time we are starting my shred at 16 weeks out. So that is nearly double the amount of time of cutting down for this competition. So it's going to be a very different prep for me this time around. But of course, I'm so confident that I'm going to bring a next level package this time around with significant changes to my last physique. So, and that is really the goal each time. You're only ever going on that stage to beat what you brought the previous time. You always want to be progressing. You always want to be moving forward. That is the goal. So bring on the cut down. I am so keen to start. I'm missing the definition, and it is so hard to tell sometimes how much you've really progressed when you can't really see any of the cuts and lines in your body. So yeah, I'm really excited to start the shred in a couple weeks time. Okay guys, time to get ready to go to the gym. Now, normally, if you'd watched my past videos, I would have been having my pre-workout before training, but I've been trialing something different over the last couple of weeks, which I'm starting to really enjoy. I've actually been having a far bigger breakfast, essentially combining what would normally be my breakfast and my pre-workout meal before I train, but basically combining them together and then having them earlier in the day. So basically eating that big breakfast, waiting for it to digest for a good 3 hours, and then going to train. So as you saw, or you might have seen on my Instagram story, I did post up my overnight oats recipe, 770 calories to kick me off in the morning, which is a decent breakfast. But yeah, I've been loving doing that, trialing something new. I do feel less bloated during my training sessions, which is a good thing as well. So yeah, I might kick on with this for a little bit longer at least and just trial it and see how it goes. Originally, it was just because I'd be getting super busy with work. So what was happening is I would have my breakfast, get stuck into it, and then I would almost forget to have that pre-workout meal, or I'd have it too late because I'd be busy working and then forget, shit, I gotta go to the gym, I gotta have my pre-workout meal. And then I would end up always having my pre-workout meal too close to when I needed to get to the gym, just purely because I was busy with work and finding it hard to stop and remember to go and organize my pre-workout meal. So that was the first reason that I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna trial having a big breakfast and I can get stuck into work and basically head straight to the gym when I'm ready. But I've also been noticing that I do feel less bloated as well during training sessions. Honestly, I do feel bloated most of the time lately because I am eating a lot of food. So naturally, stomach does not feel lean and light. I'm kind of used to it now, but I've definitely noticed that during training especially, I do feel less bloated now having that bigger meal earlier and then waiting for it to digest. Anyway, just something that I've been trialing. So I am going to have my creatine now and then head to the gym. So I will see you guys there. All right guys, I am just warming up. Something that I said I'm definitely not going to be skipping on for the next 18 weeks ahead. This session is pretty short, so there are still upper body exercises that I tend to stay clear of. Things like too much lateral or shoulder press. I've already got really broad shoulders, so building more width across my shoulders is not really the goal. Also, I'm not really trying to build more width through my back either. So yeah, I'll avoid things that are really going to hit or target traps as well. So I definitely won't really be pumping out too many pull-ups or anything like that. More just trying to maintain current shape and yeah, get those posture muscles working and looking good as well. done and dusted, guys, and I have my natural confectionery still helping me hit my carb target for the day. That was a short session. It was all over in about 35 minutes. So I'm gonna head home now and have my pre-workout and do some stretching and foam rolling. All right, guys, I am actually buggered. I think more from yesterday's leg session than today's training session, but making my post-workout meal, cornflakes. I've got the Isopept EHP Labs protein, a little bit of almond milk. I have literally been having this post-workout now for, I don't know, the last probably 3 or 4 months. So usually I use Isopept after training sessions. Now, it's a bit of a 1%, guys, but Isopept protein is a very fast absorbed protein in comparison to Oxy Whey. So ideally it would be good to have the fast absorbed protein straight after a training session. So that is the reason that I have Isopept usually after training, but sometimes Oxy Whey as well. So I'm just gonna go and eat this on the balcony. It is such a beautiful day. Not gonna lie, guys, pretty blessed. This is like the middle of winter. It is mid-20s. The sun is shining. Literally could not ask for anything more. Anyway, guys, that is a wrap for episode number 4. Now I'm gonna come back on for episode number 5 when I start my shred. So I'm gonna be filling you guys in on the first changes that are gonna be made with my nutrition and my training when I start the cut down phase. So that'll be in a couple weeks time. I also wanted to chat to you guys about my first ever experience with competing, which I believe was about 7 years ago. I'm not sure how many of you guys following along have competed before. Maybe you're thinking about competing in the future. So I figured it'd be a good story to tell you guys because my previous comp preps that I have done in the last couple of years were a very different experience to the first ever competition that I had ever done many years ago. So I haven't really chat much about it, but I will share all about it with you guys in my next episode. If you've got any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe, leave me a comment, and thanks for watching. Mwah!